lower and all the rest of them. We will do so because we are humans. We want to make sure that we make life good for our people. So there's no need for anybody to worry. The central bank is monitoring what is happening, and I can assure everyone that we are alive to our responsibilities and we will do what is right for Nigeria and Nigerians.
Mr. Emefiele emphasized that the prevailing situation in the country, where over 85% of the cash in circulation is outside the banking system, cannot be allowed to continue. Already, he explained, there are more than 1.4 million registered super agents across the country where people can conduct banking services.
Yesterday, the banks have received the new cash and they have started dispensing them. I can only just assure everyone that it will go around. Let us just be calm, put the painted and unpainted currency will operate concurrently as legal tender. But by January 31, the unpainted one will not be useful to you again. So please take it to your banks as quickly as possible.
So how much have you been able to get back into the banking system at the moment?
I mean, we at the central bank, we have taken close to more than $500 billion, and with the banks, we also have close to about $500 billion.
He said Nigeria, as the largest economy in Africa, need to leapfrog into the cashless economy. From Daura, Katsina State, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
From New York, we hear in a major push for funding and technical support for the Nigerian Energy Transition Plan, Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo will be delivering a keynote address at a high-level meeting in New York on Friday with global agencies and potential financial partners in attendance. The meeting, hosted by the Rockefeller Foundation, is to facilitate the activation of the voluntary carbon markets in Nigeria and on the African continent. The high-level meeting will also be attended by officials from the U.S. government and will explore potential opportunities which carbon markets offer to generate resources for clean energy transitions while accelerating economic growth in Nigeria and other African countries. Back home, Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed says the APC administration, led by President Muhammadu Buhari's legacies in the area of food security, is largely being downplayed. The minister stated this at the 9th edition of the PMB Scorecard 2015 to 2023, which featured the Minister of Mines and Steel. Anthony Forson will tell us more.
The Scorecard series, launched in October, is designed to showcase the successes achieved by the President Muhammadu Buhari-led APC government.
This administration has done well since assuming office in this area. I'm sure many of us have seen video clips of empty supermarket shelves, even in the developed world.
This was made possible by President Muhammadu Buhari's position that Nigerians must grow what they eat.
Many neither understood the importance of that admonition nor appreciated its relevance. Well, it turned out that the consequence of that statement, which made Nigerians to move inward and rely less on imports, saved Nigerians from hunger, especially during the prolonged global lockdown.
This response to presidential admonishment saved Nigeria immensely.
In 2020, when the pandemic started, we were just 5 years into the Buhari administration's food security program, but we had enough food to eat and enough fertilizer to farm, thanks also to the Presidential Fertilizer Initiative. Recall distinctly, and gentlemen, that even before the pandemic, our borders were closed and food imports were largely banned. So if we can survive a pandemic with only 5 years of food security journey, just imagine what we can do in 10 years.
The minister pointed out that the progress achieved towards food sufficiency is attributed to the increase in the number of fertilizer plants in the country from 10 in 2015 to 142, and the increase as well in rice mills in the country. which rose from 10 in 2015 to 80 as at today. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
In a related development, the federal government's desire to look inwards and promote local content is yielding positive results as Nigeria today saves $300 million annually from buying barite from abroad for the oil and gas sector. Minister of Mines and Steel Development Olamilekon Adegbite stated this while making his presentation at the ongoing PMB Scorecard series. Once more, let's hear from Anthony Forson.
Stating clearly the huge endowment of Nigeria in mineral deposits distributed across the different geographical zones, the Minister of Mines and Steel Development is primarily set up to spur rapid and beneficial development of the country's mineral resources. In line with Presidential Mandate and Economic Diversification Program, the ministry has worked in this direction.
Part of our efforts to make sure that the downstream mineral policy took effect, we realized that the oil and gas industry, they use barite in their mud drilling mix, and they were importing barite from Morocco to the tune of $300 million every year. But Nigeria had barite. The problem was we were not processing our barite. So the ministry took it upon itself as a project, and in 2021, last year, we were able to produce made in Nigerian barite to API standard, American Petroleum Institute standard. And now, because we took all stakeholders along with us, including the Nigerian Content and Monitoring Development Board, now nobody has to import barite into Nigeria anymore.
With a clear roadmap for the growth and development of the Nigerian mining industry, an immediate, short-term, medium-term, long-term, and ongoing policy has been laid out.
So, we were able to create a lot of jobs through that. That's not all. While we were on these missions abroad, we spoke to a lot of people and they decided coming to Nigeria. Sometime last year in our office, a company called Aurelia came in with a $50 million investment, and they started operation in Abuja. It's called Baba Sauni.
Fielding questions from journalists, the minister spoke on illegal mining and plans for Ajaokuta plant.
We are not just talking to Russians. Of the 11 companies I mentioned, of course, 3 are Russian origins. People are interested to bring their own money into Ajaokuta to make sure it works. Because the plant is still good. If you put in the right amount of money, it will start producing.
In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Let's turn to Agric. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved for the National Agricultural Land Development Agency, NALDA, to acquire additional 5 spray aircraft for agricultural activities under the agency. The President's directive was delivered by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, in Abuja. The SGF said the President was impressed with the achievements recorded by NALDA since the resuscitation of the agency 2 years ago.
I revive the authority with one sole aim of achieving food security while creating jobs and as an additional means of earning foreign revenue besides oil.
Let me reassure NALDA that we'll continue to cooperate and work together for the benefit of farmers, for the benefit of Nigeria, and for the improved economy of this country.
Development partners and state governors were recognized at the ceremony that showcased the success story of the agency.
Nigerian Governors Forum would give the desired support to the Nigerian Agricultural Land Development Authority with the view to achieving your objectives of land development and your objectives of crop production.
When Landa came into Ogun State, within 2 days, Mr. Governor approved 100 hectares of land. We are also the largest producer of cassava. We are the largest producer of poultry. We are the largest producer of broiler. And we are also implementing the special agro-processing zone of Mr. President.
More than 50,000 youths, including women, were trained under the agency in the last 2 years. The federal government has developed a strategic plan that will serve as a shield for animals against transboundary diseases. Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo, in a message, unveiled the documents and said transboundary animal diseases were responsible for more than 2 billion naira losses in the livestock subsector annually. Musa Baba Ali reports.
Ability to unravel the causes of animal-to-human transmission of diseases is one of the major challenges before epidemiologists. Some of the most common and deadliest zoonotic diseases are caused by bacteria or virus of animals' origin. These include avian influenza, Ebola, Lassa, and rabies. Minister of Women Affairs Pauline Talin tells a tale of a neighbor who suffered rabies attack.
Rabies. He bites one of our neighbors, and the man started behaving like a dog. He was barking like a dog. I wept.
And these documents guidelines are to protect the country against animal diseases. Minister of Health Osage Ihianere, who represented Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, said government is looking at the possibility of regulating the use of antibiotics by humans and for the treatment of animals.
If we don't control the use and it becomes used rampantly, again the germs become resistant because they become used to it and they develop their own defense against that antibiotic, and it will not work again.
There is therefore the need for collaboration and partnership among the three tiers of government to ensure sharing of knowledge, new initiatives, identifying interventions, pooling resources together, and implementing animal disease control programs across the country as a national priority.
The Chief Veterinary Officer of the Federation, Dr. Maimuna Habib, said the development and validation of the strategic document has received inputs and contributions from experts and key players in animal health and the livestock industry. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
The federal government will open the second Niger Bridge on the 15th of December to 15th of January. Now, this is to ease movement of traffic for the Christmas celebration. Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Raji Fashola, stated this at the Ember Month meeting with contractors in Abuja. Let's hear more from Abdullahi Mohammed.
It's weeks to Christmas and the roads are expected to become busier. Making these roads safer and free of gridlock, the Minister of Works and Housing brought critical stakeholders together. He said those traveling for Christmas this year will have a smooth ride.
We will expect to see efficient, reduced travel time if we use the road properly. So, sometimes you've heard that there are going to be religious events, crossover. Sometimes traffic might slow down. FRS is there to move it. But please be patient.
Nigerian public can expect a better experience traveling home and traveling back during this coming year. And we hope that we keep improving as a lot of new road infrastructure projects are completed.
Investment in infrastructure has turned around the lucks of ordinary Nigerians, keeping minimal the impact of poverty, according to the minister. The Ember meeting takes place annually to execute plans for smooth journeys during the Ember month. In Abuja, Abdullahi Mohammed, NTA News.
Let's go on a break. We're back. Please stay tuned.
Third final in 20 years.
This lot of these roads, now you can get a GoTV decoder, GoTV, and 1 month of GoTV Jolly for only 4,900 naira, and enjoy all the show-stopping games live from Qatar on GoTV.
Nigeria leverage lessons from COVID-19 pandemic in line with the new health order. The Minister of Health, Dr. Osage Ihanire, says building resilience in the health sector through collaborative efforts of state and non-state actors will drive the attainment of universal health coverage by 2030. Elizabeth Omori reports that this was at the 2022 National Health Meeting, where recommendations were made on how to bridge gaps in the health sector.
Primary health care, a grassroots platform for accessing healthcare services since the emergence of COVID-19, has been grappling with several challenges affecting health outcomes. Addressing the prevailing realities in the health sector informed this meeting to interrogate gaps in primary health care.
We need a new public health model that is resilient, adaptable, and ready to cope with any disease threat.
We have made a recommendation of at least 2% of consolidated revenue fund to be set aside as national basic healthcare prevention fund.
Presentations by experts focused on local vaccines manufacturing, emergency medical services, partnerships, brain drain, health investment, among others. They also recommend public-private partnership, provision of infrastructure, political commitment by state and local governments, as well as investment in the sector to attain universal health coverage. Highlight of the 63rd National Council on Health meeting is the declaration of 8th of December as the National Blood Donor Day.
Whether you are a Muslim or Christian, you will need blood. Therefore, I will expect that every state, Ministry of Health and individuals should key into this, because it is an awareness creation to make sure that blood is available to all that needs it.
The annual event will promote advocacy on safe and quality blood. In Abuja, Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
United Nations reports have shown that clashes between M23 rebels and the Congolese army have displaced tens of thousands of the people in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Adebola Brookslin will give us the global update now.
European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has confirmed that the EU's ninth sanction package against Russia will seek to cut off Russia's access to all sorts of drones and UAVs.
We also want to impose new export controls and restrictions, particularly for dual-use goods. This includes, for example, key chemicals or nerve agents, electronics, IT components, all what could be used by the Russian war machine.
Meanwhile, Austria says it will veto the EU's two poorest members, Romania and Bulgaria, from joining the Schengen visa-free zone. This was during a meeting of interior ministers in Brussels, where decisions on Schengen enlargement have to be taken unanimously. The meeting is also scheduled to approve Croatia joining Schengen. And construction of the Square Kilometre Array SKA, the world's largest radio telescope, has begun in South Africa. The project is in collaboration among 16 countries, including China. SKA will initially consist of 2 telescope arrays and will be operated by the SKA Observatory. The SKA will allow astronomers to look back to the early history of the universe when stars and galaxies were first formed. The project is also expected to help humans with the basic understanding of the universe, theory of relativity in extreme environments, and the evolution of the universe. United Nations reports have shown that clashes between M23 rebels and the Congolese army have displaced tens of thousands of people in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo, who are now living near the road leading to Goma as they face starvation and often have to fight for the meager ration of commodities distributed by NGOs and the Congolese government. Adebola Brookslin, NTA News.
Nigerian youths will have the much desired platform to excel and attain their full potential if they vote for the APC presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the 2023 general elections. Wife of the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Oluwemi Tinubu, stated this when she led the APC Southwest women to flag off the Tinubu-Shetima presidential rally in Lagos. Musa Toliat will tell us more.
The visit to the State House in Marina by the Tinubu-Shetima Women Presidential Campaign team, led by the group's chairperson, Oluwemi Tinubu, sets the tone for the colorful campaign gathering at the Mobilize Johnson Sports Complex.
This is your show. This is your campaign. These women are here to just, honor you and to thank you for all the support you've given us.
We're excited because you're not taking a backseat, and I can assure you that the government of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Shetima, we will ensure that we have that gender friendliness, that equality that we're talking about.
The flag off of the All Progressives Congress presidential rally by the Southwest APC women is born out of the need to complement the efforts of the party and to organize women in the region for the success of APC at the 2023 polls.
Our women are taking the campaign to deliver our candidates and give our party victory.
Vote in Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He will empower women. He will give us appointed positions. All the women of Southwest, we are here to support the ideals of the presidential candidate. We will deliver.
The leadership of the APC Women Presidential Team emphasized that the women wing of the party is passionate about executing innovative programs targeted at meeting the needs of teeming youths and women population in the country.
Those that truly they're visionary, they are doers, they are thinkers. And sincerely speaking, APC is the best option for Nigeria.
In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
National Chairman of Labour Party Julius Abure is optimistic that the administration of Peter Obi, if elected, will give all necessary attention to creativity and education development. The chairman, who received copies of a book on what Nigerians stand to gain from Obi's administration, said the party has critically taken a study of the reality on ground and prepared to provide the leadership that will set the pace for a new dawn in Africa. He wants Nigerians to look beyond party lines and elect Peter Obi to check wastages and block all loopholes that tend to encourage corruption.
We stand for good governance, and we believe very strongly that every government policy, every thinking of government should reflect the upliftment and well-being of the people.
The election of Peter Obi alone is going to speak to Nigerian youths a public enthusiasm that is both the petrol and lubricating oil for the engine of development.
Having dedicated over 3 years to developing the material on how to achieve good governance in Nigeria, he is happy that the manifesto of Peter Obi aligns with all he has desired for the nation. We're done with the news. Thank you very much for your time. Do remember to continue to stand with NTA in the fight against rape and rapists. I'm Ruth Aguele. My sign language interpreter is John Bamidele. Bye. Thank you.